up here in our own time. It's called mental wealth.
Hey guys, welcome back to the 100 Facts About PlayStation. We've already done 25 facts about PlayStation 1, and today we're going to be looking at 25 facts about PlayStation 2. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out the 25 facts about PlayStation 3 and the 25 facts about PlayStation 4. And as usual, I want to say a big thanks to my podcasting buddy Flinny from the Amazing Game Culture Creators podcast. Click the links in the description to see the work that we've done together. But for now, here it is, 25 facts about PlayStation 2. Number 1. After only 5 years and 9 months, the PlayStation 2 was the fastest selling console to reach 100 million units, and in total the console sold 155 million units since its launch in 2000, making it the best selling game console of all time. However, if you class handhelds as a game console, then the Nintendo DS is sitting right behind it at 154 million units worldwide. And if you don't class handhelds as true game consoles, then the PlayStation 2 is one of only 3 consoles so far that have hit the million units club, with the other 2 being the original PlayStation 1 and the Nintendo Wii. However, I do want to add that the current sales of the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 are fast approaching. And also, if you want to get a little bit obscure, the PlayStation 2 was the first games console to outsell sales of David Bowie records. Moving on. Number 2. The best-selling games for the PlayStation 2 are Gran Turismo 4 with 11.73 million copies sold, Gran Turismo 3 A-Spec with 14.89 million copies sold, and finally Grand Theft Auto San Andreas coming in first place with a whopping 17.33 million copies sold. Number 3. If the PlayStation 2's design looks pretty familiar, well, it should, because it's actually based off an Atari Falcon 030 micro box computer. Sony actually purchased the design patent to use it as a template to create the PlayStation 2's signature look. Number 4. Ever wonder what the deal was with those towers during the boot up? Well, they represented how many games that you've played on the system from the console's memory. The more games you played, the more towers you saw, and the longer you played them, the higher they'd be. Number 5. David Lynch and Chris Cunningham directed a PlayStation 2 commercial, and it makes the PlayStation 3 adverts look pretty normal by comparison. Number 6. Before the days of DLC or downloading completely full games, the only reason you would need memory sticks on your console is to save your game. Just like the PlayStation 1, if you wanted to save a game, you would need a memory card. And obviously due to the massive demand in 2002, there was a serious shortage of the 8MB game saver. Sony literally couldn't keep up with demand. And due to this, as you would expect, if you was one of the unlucky guys that didn't get one, well, is when the eBay snipers took full advantage of this situation. Number 7. Remember Net Eurosi for the PlayStation 1? You can actually make games for the PlayStation 2 as well. Although this was a bit stranger, Sony actually released the operating system Linux for the console, along with a 40GB hard drive, turning the console sort of into a PC. Number 8. According to the BBC, a 29-year-old man from Oxfordshire was so obsessed with his video game console that he decided to change his name officially to PlayStation 2. Number 9. PlayStation 2 games were officially released all the way up until September 2013, with obviously FIFA 14 being the very last game to ever be released for the system in Europe and Latin America. Number 10. Saddam Hussein was rumoured to have had stockpiles of PlayStation 2s in an attempt to link them together for some particular nastiness. This eventually turned out to be nonsense. Who would have guessed, right? Number 11. What kind of style did you set up your PlayStation 2? Vertically or horizontally? It didn't matter, as that classic PlayStation logo on the system could be flipped to support either angle. Number 12. The blue logo on black was apparently inspired by Space and Earth. Number 13. The Netflix revolution actually started on this console, although only in Brazil. It came on a disc that you had to get mail ordered. Number 14. Sony had plans to upgrade the firmware of the PlayStation 2 using discs sent out by the company. And obviously this never it did happen once. The firmware would actually be saved onto the memory card. Number 15. One of the most unique uses for the system clock was used in the game Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. When you go up against the boss, The End, if you save the game, wait a week, when you came back, he would have died of old age.
Major, I found The End. He's dead.
What the hell happened?
Maybe it was from old age.
You mean he kicked the bucket in the middle of a battle?
Maybe.
Well, Snake, the victory is yours.
Number 16. The PlayStation 2 was the first console to use pressure-sensitive buttons. In other words, if you push a little harder, you go a little bit faster. Games that utilised this feature were all of the Metal Gear games since Sons of Liberty, The Bouncer, and racing games like Gran Turismo 4. Number 17. Hang on, we're on the wrong list. This is the PlayStation 3 dashboard. Well, actually you're wrong. The first time this dashboard was ever used was on a PlayStation 2 digital recorder hybrid that obviously again never left Japan. This weird PlayStation 2 abomination was also the first time a console could record TV. Number 18. Kevin Butler, the guy you see playing the role as Vice President of Sony, played by actor Jeremy Lambert, had such titles as Director of Rumour Confirmation and VP of First Person Shooter Relations. He played these roles in the commercials, obviously, and he played them so well that some reporters actually believed that he was the head of PlayStation 2. Number 19. One of the rarest PlayStation 2 console variants is the white PlayStation 2 console. No, not the white PlayStation 2 Slim, but instead this, the white fat PlayStation 2 console, or if you're going to be official, the ceramic PlayStation 2 console. This came as part of a pack with Gran Turismo Prologue and is getting more and more valuable. Number 20. Looks are based on symmetry. If you live by that rule, you may not have noticed that the gaps between the PlayStation 2 logo are not equally spaced. And also, the S is the widest part of the logo. Number 21. This is what happens when you put an Xbox game into a PlayStation 2. Don't get too excited, it's just a DVD video that's playing. So no matter what you hear, the PlayStation 2 cannot play original Xbox games. Number 22. Since March the 4th, 2000, Sony has moved 84,000 tons of PlayStation 2s to various parts of the world. And if you want to get obscure and technical, this is almost the same weight as the Hiroshima Rigarotel Hotel in Japan. Just saying. Number 23. Instead of pre-ordering a console by depositing a few monies at your local game store, the PlayStation 2, at least in the UK, was the first console to ask its future buyers to send off a filled in blue form to pre-purchase the next generation system. A few weeks later, if you were one of the lucky 200,000, Sony will grant you the privilege of buying the system on day one. Number 24. The PlayStation 2 could actually pump out games in 1080i HD resolution. Well, actually, only 4 games had this feature. One of them, weirdly enough, was Jackass.
Hello, I'm Johnny Knoxville. Welcome to Jackass the Game.
Number 25. Impressed with the PlayStation 1's 2,418 games? Well, a lot of people will say it's 1,850. But in fact, put all of the different games in all of the regions together, and the grand total was actually over 3,874 games. And over its 13-year lifespan, that equates to over 1.5 billion games sold for the system. How's that for a successful game console? And there you go, guys, 25 facts about PlayStation 2. Like I said, if you missed 25 facts about PlayStation 1, click here, because tomorrow I'll be releasing 25 facts about PlayStation 3 and 25 facts about PlayStation 4 the day after that. And if you're watching this video in the future, all the links are clickable below or in the description. But for now, that is it from me. This is DJ Slope signing out, and hopefully I'll see you all next time.